In this video, we're going to be using Cold River Soapworks Limenthol and the Harry's razor for a dome shave. Stay tuned. Hey there folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host CDB. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. And today we're going to be using Cold River Soapworks Limenthol. I'll put an image of it right there for you. And this was sent to me as a sample by my good buddy Chris Garcia. Thank you, Chris. And I think I've had this in the past, and I may even have it in there and don't know. But anyway, Chris sent it to me, so we're going to use it today and just sort of enjoy a shave. Today, I'm not going to give you all the ingredients and all that stuff. This has a nice, pleasant citrus type scent. It's lightly scented, at least as it is now. I don't remember what it was years ago, but one thing for sure, Cold River Soapworks is a very good quality soap. So it's never a soap to pass on based on quality. Really nice. And thank you, Chris, for sending this along. The razor for today, yes, is the Harry's. And I know a lot of people right now are like, cart razor, is using a cart razor. Yes, we use a cart razor once in a while. And if you are using a cart razor, or if you ever do, please comment below. I would like to know who's in the traditional shaving space that use a cart razor from time to time. This is the Harry's, and I think this is the Winston handle. I had some credit for some reason with Harry's, so I picked up this handle, which is pretty nice. And we look forward to a great head shave today. Just gonna have some fun. There's our Cold River Soapworks soap lathered up, and the brush is the West Coast Shaving two-tone brush, I think it's called. Ooh, we forgot to mist. There's a look at the lather there. I hope you can see the sheen on that. It's very nice. All right, so let's mist the dome, and we're just applying a little hydration there is all. No problem at all. And let's get after it today and just try to have a little fun. I hope everybody's doing great. Again, I shoot the head shaves in advance. And the direction of the head shaves is now just to have a little fun, relax. You know, the shaves that I do on a daily basis, the face shaves, I'm always collecting all the information, the ingredients, the base, the scents, and it takes a lot of time and effort. And so in these head shaves, I'm going to try to relax a little bit, sort of just go with the flow and have a nice, enjoyable shave and just shave and chat, so to speak. I'll still tell you about the products, but in these, I just want to have a good time, you know, just relax a little bit. Good quality soap here, really great quality soap. Cold River Soapworks, if you've never tried it, it's definitely worth trying. I know they don't get the accolades they once did, but trust me, this soap is still great. And it hasn't lost anything, in my opinion. It still runs up there with the best in quality. They don't always have a ton of stock, but it is a very good soap. They're just not super splashy on social media anymore, Cold River Soapworks, and really they never were. But it's a really excellent product, and we expect to get an excellent shave today. All right. Oh, one thing, I used about a half teaspoon of this soap, and it was way too much because the consistency was pretty firm, so I'm gonna have a lot of soap left over. So let's wet our razor and get going, and we'll hope not to have too much stickiness from the lubrication strip on these new Harry's blades. I don't really care for that much, and I'm sure if you've been watching the channel, you've heard me talk about it before. This one I've had a few shaves on, so I think I've got it pretty much maybe worked out. But what happens is they get the spider webby stuff that starts sticking, you know, and that lubrication strip sort of breaking down. And you don't really need a lubrication strip for if you're making a good traditional shaving lather. So it just kind of gets in the way, really. It's actually more annoying than anything else. It doesn't really hurt the shave, but it's not necessary for people who are making a really good traditional shaving lather. Perhaps if you're using one of those products like Edge and you don't get a good coating, the lubrication strip might help in those situations. But if you're making a great lather, it's not necessary. I do like the blades themselves, the Harry's blades, the newer ones, they work just fine. The newer ones are in the green packaging, and they work just fine. I don't really notice any difference. They say they're sharper. I can't really tell, to be honest with you, but they certainly work nonetheless. And Harry's is one of those razors that I do not mind using from time to time. I rather like it. And I know in the traditional shaving space, you know, everyone, or not everyone, but a lot of people are anti-cart. But in my opinion, using these sort of razors is a good way to bring people to traditional shaving, because people who are interested in the Harry's might, see this video and then they'll go, hey, what's all that with the brush and the lather? And maybe another one will be hooked. Or at least we hope. Anyway, you know me, I always say it's your shave, do it your way. So you use the razor and products that work best for you and get the maximum enjoyment out of your shaves. And that's what I do. And I don't mind using a cart razor from time to time. I don't do it super often, but I do it on the dome from time to time. And every now and then I'll do a video even with using one on the face. I do prefer the vintage cart razors, like the old Atra and even some like the Sensor, Schick Twin, stuff like that. I prefer those to these new, 5-6 blade gizmos. I think for a cart razor, 2 blades works really, really well. And I wish Harry's would, and I don't know if they make such a thing, but I wish Harry's would have like a simple 2-blade razor, sort of like some of the older razors. I think 2 blades was sort of where it hit the sweet spot. Some argue 3, when they came out with the Mach 3, which is still a good razor. But I think 2 is plenty enough for me. I don't need 5 or 6. I mean, they work just fine, but I don't need all of that. But it works fine all the same. And I tell you what, the Cold River Soap Works here is plenty slick enough. Not a lot of scent on this one. I don't know if this one is old or it just wasn't, it didn't have a ton of scent to begin with. But I'm pretty sure I've used this in the past and I do like it. The quality is definitely holding up. No question about that. And there we go. That was a really nice first pass. Really nice. And the Harry's just did a really nice job. So no problem with that. We'll apply a little misting here and get on with pass 2. I don't know if you can see the lather, but you see the middle of that bowl, there's a lot left over. So I used even a half teaspoon. It was way too much with this one. Chris sent a very healthy sample size, so I'll end up passing this on to someone else, which is what I do with samples. If I have stuff, left over, I'll just drop it in a box at some point in time. I hope you're all doing great. And by the way, I want to mention, and I don't mention this often, if you haven't followed my social media accounts, they're listed below in the description of the video, like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and so on. Check those out and give me a follow if you please. Or if you want to see what content I'm posting, that's where I always post, the new videos. And, if there's any news or something drops and I think it's of interest, I'll post information on those social media platforms for you. So give those a look if you please. And by the way, if you're trying to reach me on Facebook, make sure you use my IAMCDB Facebook page, which is listed below, not my personal account, because I don't really handle shaving stuff through my personal account. I try to limit that to family and, people that I have a relationship with, sort of in real life, so to speak, for the most part. So please make sure you find the IAMCDB page, and you're free to send me a message there or email or what have you, or you can use Twitter or Instagram and so on. I'm definitely try to make myself available, and it's just about every day I get a number of instant messages from my Facebook page and Instagram and people asking for advice, and I'm happy to give it to the best of my ability. It's sort of part of I see it as my responsibility as someone who's an advocate for traditional shaving to try to help people and bring them to the hobby side of things. So if you happen upon this video because you're a cart shaver and you're like, hey, I'm a little curious about this, you have come to the right place. Because there is tons of content for you to watch there on the channel here and my old channel at ilather.com, older videos. Now, one thing I want to mention, as time goes on, opinions change. So some things that I enjoyed years ago or perspectives that I had years ago have changed. And so as you take in more information, you should be growing and changing your opinion as necessary. I don't mean, your opinions like goes with where the wind blows. I just mean as new information comes in, you need to be able to sort of break down that information and take it and use it accordingly. So over time, my opinions have changed on many subjects, including cart razors, because the first few years that I was a hobbyist, I was very much against them, like a cart razor, blah, blah. And a lot of the traditional shaving community is that way. They're very much against cart razors. But I look at that personally as that's not a growth mindset. If we want to grow the hobby, we need to be inclusive of as many people as possible. And so if you're a cart shaver, you are welcome here on this channel. I don't use them a ton, but I do use them, and I enjoy using them, and I'm enjoying this shave today. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. So you are welcome in our hobby as far as I'm concerned, and don't worry about the folks who might say otherwise. We're here for you, and we are happy to have you. All right, very nice, very nice. I hear something ringing in the background. I don't know what that is, but we shall ignore it and press on with the shave. But sorry if it's annoying. I'll try to talk over it as much as I reasonably can. Anyway, we'll use now it's annoying me. We'll use whatever we possibly can to try to get a great shave and an enjoyable shave and be inclusive, of as many people as possible. Women, men, I don't care what you are, where you're from, what part of the world you're from, you are welcome in our hobby. You're welcome on the channel. Have a lot of international viewers from all over the world, and we thank you all. And if you haven't subscribed, I hope you'll consider doing so today. I really appreciate that. I appreciate you. We have a lot of folks who watch who don't speak English, and they still watch anyway. Thank you, because you may not speak English, but more than likely I don't speak your language either. So I'm happy to have everyone, and I think it's a pleasure to advocate and be an advocate for this wonderful hobby. And so I think using a cart, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Many people do. And if you use Harry's in particular, comment below and let me know. I'm curious. I really don't know how many viewers we have who still use carts. Now, some people are sort of closet cart shavers. They don't want anybody to know because they fear being criticized. But trust me, you're in a safe space right here. We're not going to criticize you. If you're using a cart, you are okay. You are okay here. Free to discuss. And you can come out of that cart closet, and there is no problem with that. Very nice. This is a good shaver, the Harry's razor. The blades are nice, smooth. When you first start using it, or when I first start using it, the only thing I don't like is that lubrication strip. And like I said before, if Harry's made one that was 2 blades, I probably like it more, but it's a good shaver. And we're doing a lot of touching up here because Cold River Soapworks has a lot of good residual slickness. Very nice indeed. This is one of my most difficult spots to get level cue ball, as I like to call it. The cue ball on a pool, or any pool table ball, how nice and smooth it is. That's what I'm shooting for with these head shaves every single time. I want to get that head smooth without any stubble. I want a nice lasting shave. I'm just picking up a few spots here, and we are just about good to go. And then we'll do a little post shave afterwards. We'll use some aftershave and just sort of do a quick summary. That's the way we do it. Very nice. Cold River Soapworks. If you haven't used it, go and check out their website. It's good stuff. The new Glide formula, well, it's not new, but the newest formula, or one of the newer formulas at least, Glide. Very, very good stuff. Cold River still doing it well after all these years. All right. That was an excellent shave today. Let me rinse, then we'll come back and get into the post. Stay tuned. And all right, we are back, and off cam we did a warm water rinse to remove the soap, and then we did a little cool water rinse just to get all that soap off the dome, and it is smooth. Following the rinse, we did a little, this is Thayer's Witch Hazel with cucumber magic, because it's made by Witches. Great stuff. Thayer's Witch Hazel. It's just in a spray bottle. If you're curious about that, I had an excellent shave today with Cold River Soapworks Limenthol. Really nice stuff. Thank you, Chris, for sending it. Still good quality. Excellent shave with the Harrys, with their newer blade. No problems whatsoever. No nicks, cuts, creepers, weepers, irritation, bubbles, troubles. I really enjoyed it. We used our West Coast shaving two-tone brush, and it's inside the Lancaster Razor Works brush soaking mug. That was excellent. And we shall finish things off today with Central Texas Soaps. This is Hill Country Dew. Now, one of the things about this one is it is wide open. When I got this from Pastor's, and it's not Pastor's fault, apparently they got it this way. There is nothing. There is no matter of restrictor of any kind in there. So it's wide open. So I sort of have to put my thumb over it and sort of make my own restrictor there. It's kind of messy, but that is okay. And boy, what, I tell you, when you do get the scent out of this, it is nice. I did dribble a little bit of aftershave down the label, which you don't want to do. I recommend you pour it from the back, which I didn't do that time. But anyway, this is a really nice scent. It smells sort of bright and citrusy, so I'm going for a double. Oh, that is great. Smells so good. This one is super, super bright. It's almost like a citrus soda, but man, I love it. I don't love that it's wide open and it has no restrictor, but you know what are you gonna do? It does smell great though. Central Texas Soaps Hill Country Dew. It smells fantastic. Thanks to each and every one of you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Again, if you haven't subscribed, today is the day. Hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you. Thanks so much. Until next time, I've been your host, CDB, reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way. And as always, God bless.